Hey guys, what's up? Back with another video. This time I'm going to do my review of Wrestle Kingdom 11. So thank you Beatdown Money for this suggestion. Let's get this on the way, shall we? We kicked off this gigantic show with Roppongi Vice of Rocky Romero and Beretta, better known as Trent Beretta from AEW, taking on the Young Bucks for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. Pretty fun opener. There was a lot of Young Bucks comedy stuff. Like sometimes with the Young Bucks matches, especially with me, their heel shenanigans where they do the heel shenanigans. It comes off. It's a hit and miss sometimes with me with the Young Bucks. Sometimes it's like, that's pretty cool, and then sometimes it's like, I don't really care too much. This match was a little bit. It was heading towards the miss. But then the finish kind of saved it from being a miss. I liked it. I liked the opener. Pretty cool stuff. The heels, the Young Bucks are being a bit too goofy and a bit too comedy over the top for my liking. But it came back to bite them in the arse at the end because Roppongi Vice would get the win after a roll up, and pretty cool stuff. So good opener. Liked it very much. As I said, Young Bucks matches sometimes can be hit and miss for me. But this was heading toward a miss, but it hit in the end. So pretty cool stuff. Then we had a four team. Let me try to get this right. It was for the 6-man tag team titles. It was a 4-team gauntlet match. So there's 4 teams of 3 guys, 3 individuals. So we kicked off the portion. It was a gauntlet match. 2 teams start, 1 team gets eliminated, another team comes in, etc. So the champions. So it was Finlay. It was David Finlay, Ricochet, and Kojima taking on Chaos, Lij, and Bullet Club in a 4-way gauntlet. We started off with Chaos and Bullet Club. It was a great back and forth, about 8 to 10 minute action. Pretty cool stuff. Bullet Club got the win, and then the second team came out, and it wasn't like a WWE gauntlet where the second team ran down the ramp and started immediately going after the already injured team. They kind of they took their time. It was kind of a very polite gauntlet match, as I say, so they rang the bell, match number 2 started on the gauntlet, and they put them away kind of quickly. So it's kind of this gauntlet in total felt like 2 separate matches in one. Like you had the opener, you had the beginning of it, which was an 8 to 10 minute match, and then the second match was a kind of a squash match to get to match number 3, and then the match number 3 was again another like 8 or 10 minute action packed match, which is pretty cool. Came down to Lij versus David Finlay, Ricochet, and Kojima. Pretty cool stuff. And we had new tag team champions after Kojima got misted by Bushi, and Lij won the 6-man tag team title. So pretty cool stuff right there. Really fun stuff. Anyway, next match we have the debuting Cody Rhodes. Not Cody Rhodes, just Cody. The American Nightmare Cody taking on Juice Robinson. This is their first New Japan Wrestle Kingdom match. They're both making their debuts at Wrestle Kingdom. This is Cody's actual first New Japan match, as he just debuted in New Japan, and his first match as a member of the Bullet Club. So a lot of firsts for Cody in this match. I could see exactly where this was going. Perfectly fine matchup, and Cody gets the win. And it was a pretty decent performance. Also, on a little side note with Cody Rhodes, I had a little bit of a laugh with this one. Last time I think I watched a Cody Rhodes match, like with this genre of Cody, in this kind of like gimmick, was his Hell in a Cell match against Seth Rollins. So it was kind of weird not seeing the bruise on his titty. His torn bicep. Like, it was very weird looking at Cody and thinking, hey, where's your bruise, pal? Then I realized that was years later. So, it's going to take a while to get used to seeing Cody without that big damn bruise on his titty. You know what I mean? So that's just a little bit of a side note. Anyway, let's get on with the next match. That was pretty fun stuff. Then we had a triple threat tag team match. We had the Gorillas of Destiny, GOD, taking on Ishii and Toriano, representing Chaos, versus the GBH of Homer, Tomomo Homer, and who was the other one? Toby Matabe. I'm sorry if I mispronounced this. I'm not really that good at Japanese names, so yeah. This was a fine match. It was okay. They got their spots in. It was fine. And then it had a very surprising ending. I was kind of expecting GOD, the Gorillas of Destiny, to retain, but they didn't. Spoilers. Toriano low-blowed them behind the referee's back and rolled one of them up for the pin. So Toriano and Ishii walked away from Wrestle Kingdom 11 as the tag team champions. So pretty cool stuff. I liked it, and it was a very surprising finish. But yeah, it was fine. Match was fine. Next match, probably, I don't know, at the time this was my match of the night. I think the main event might have topped that, spoiler alert. Anyway, we had Kushida taking on, let me try that again. We had Kushida defending the Junior Heavyweight Championship against Hiromu Takahashi. There's so many Takahashis, I have to try to remember this. We have Hiromu Takahashi. This was pretty fun. Great match. Awesome stuff. Very fast paced, very hard hitting, as you can imagine from a New Japan match. That's the understatement of the century there, Nathan. I talked to myself in third person there. That's kind of weird. Noticed that a lot. Anyway, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Fast paced, very physical. There was a part where Takahashi did a sunset flip powerbomb to the outside, and I swear I thought Kushida hit his head on the guardrail. But they never showed a replay, so I didn't know if he actually did hit his head on the guardrail. It looked sick anyway. It looked very terrible and very physical. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. And yeah, pretty new champion. Another new champion was crowned. Went back and forth, could have gone either way, and I really enjoyed this match. Takahashi won. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Then we had Shibata. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his first name. We have Shibata taking on Hiroki Goto for the Never Openweight Championship. This was another good match. Shibata is a very stiff wrestler. He hits really hard and all that stuff. And Hiroki Goto was kind of his protege, but then Hiroki Goto joined Chaos, which is Okada's faction. And Shibata got a little bit, on commentary, JR and Josh Bennett said that maybe it's a little bit of jealousy right there. So, the entire story built around the match was that Hiroki Goto had never won the big one. Like, he never wins the big matches when it comes, like, title matches or anything. So, I kind of could see where it was going that kind of way. Kind of felt like a throwaway line otherwise. And exactly my theory turned out to be correct, as Hiroki Goto would defeat Shibata in this very physical battle. Awesome stuff, as I said. Not as good as the Kushida match, but it was really physical, really intense, and I liked it. So pretty good stuff. Big thumbs up on that one. Then we had Disc 2. That was the end of Disc 1, by the way, because there's 2 discs on that. I think, is it Beyond Kenny Omega? No, it's not Beyond Kenny Omega, sorry. Yeah, it's a 2-disc set, the DVD is. Anyway, so we kicked off Disc 2 with Tetsuya Naito with the last 2 matches. Tetsuya Naito versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. This was decent. A lot of limb work. What I mean by limb work is they went after each other's limbs, like, knees and arms, necks and stuff. Tanahashi punched him in the kidneys. What's that freaking thing? What's the freaking? I can't, Anyway, it's like like your midsection parts, like not your balls or your parts. Um, yeah, a lot like a lung punch. That was it, like a lung punch. He hit him in the lung like a couple of times, and I was like, holy shit. And so he targeted the lungs of. I'm probably getting that wrong. Someone correct me, please. Anyway, this was pretty decent stuff. They went after each other's knees, as I said, and a lot of finisher attempts, a lot of finisher kickouts. They tried because it was like the biggest stage of them all. Wrestle Kingdom is like their WrestleMania. They tried a lot of. They would hit their finisher, but then they would try to pick a person up again and try to hit it again because they knew it might not be able to get the pin. So they tried it again, and the opponent always would counter the second time around. Tanahashi, that would be Tanahashi's downfall as he went for the high flow flash, basically the frog splash. Naito would pick up the victory. And, he would throw the Intercontinental title about in the air because he didn't really care about the title. He retained the title, but it wasn't his goal or something. So, disrespecting the belt, Naito did, but walks away the victorious. And, pretty good stuff. Pretty good co-main event. Isn't that right, JR? Co-main event. Sorry. JR drawing that match was saying it was the main event. I was like, no, it isn't. It's co-main event. So, yeah. Anyway. Next match, we have the main event of the evening. We have Okada. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his first name because I'll get it wrong. And we don't want that now, do we? So we have Okada versus Kenny Omega for the IWGP Heavyweight Title. This is the world famous match. I remember watching this back in May last year or something like that, May 2021, when I wasn't really in the best of places, and I remember thinking it was a good match that was overhyped. Did my opinion change? Kinda. I think it's a great match, a fantastic match. I still think it's overhyped. But I don't. I can see why people would say it was like. Me personally, I don't think it's the greatest match of all time. But I've seen a lot of matches, so. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's just, anyway, I think that kind of thing is overrated anyway, that kind of like, oh, it broke Dave Meltzer's star rating. I don't want to get into that. Me personally, I really enjoyed the match. It was a great match. Watching it the second viewing, so to speak, it was fun. It was fun. I had a fun time watching it. It was a great match. I didn't complain. It was 46 minutes, and it didn't feel like it. It felt like 30. It did feel like a long match, but it didn't feel like it was like a 46-minute match. So, pretty cool stuff. I liked the match, and Okada retained. And most importantly, Omega didn't hit the one-winged angel. He attempted it a couple times, but Okada will reverse it. So, pretty cool stuff right there. Omega never hit the one-winged angel, which, awesomely it could set up a rematch in the future, which he did in the series of matches that they had. And yeah, awesome stuff. So, awesome event in total. There you go, guys. There's the awesome event in total. Not a bad match on the card. So, it went from good to great, and some people had fine matches, and, it was like Wrestle Kingdom, which is like their WrestleMania. So, I was expecting the best of the best here, and I wasn't disappointed. So I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Awesome stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Sorry if I'm a little bit distracted. Before I watched those last two matches, I went on Twitter and went to see what happened with the AEW and NXT shows tonight, and found out that Hangman suffered an injury, and I was kind of worried about him for a little bit. Turns out he's it's just a concussion. He's been diagnosed with a concussion. Everything's fine, but we'll move more about that another time. But I was just a little bit worried about him. So just thought I'd let you guys know that, just in case you're wondering. You probably didn't notice in my cadence of my voice or anything, but it was kind of on my mind a lot during those last two matches. So even though it was on my mind for the last two matches, I really enjoyed those last two matches. I give it a 9 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you guys in a bit. And